In the quiet town of Eerie, nestled among the misty mountains of Japan, stood an old and eerie college campus. It had a haunting past, shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of sorrow. The local villagers spoke of restless spirits that wandered its halls, creating an atmosphere of unease and fear. At dusk, when the sun dipped below the horizon, shadows enveloped the campus, and an eerie silence settled in. Students had long since abandoned the college, unable to bear the weight of its supernatural secrets. It became known as Kage no Gakuen, the College of Shadows. One dark autumn evening, a young woman named Reina arrived in Urei. Filled with curiosity and a thirst for knowledge, she had chosen to pursue her studies at this infamous institution. The locals warned her of the campus's haunted nature, but her determination and skepticism prevailed. As Reina stepped onto the cobblestone pathway leading to the college's entrance, she felt an icy breeze brush against her cheek. She shivered but pressed forward, undeterred by the ominous atmosphere. The heavy wooden doors creaked open, as if welcoming her into a world where the living and the dead intertwined. Inside, the corridors stretched out like labyrinthine passages. Dimly lit lanterns cast eerie, flickering shadows on the walls, adding to the sense of foreboding. Reina's footsteps echoed through the empty halls, while strange whispers echoed in her ears, each one causing her heart to race. One fateful night, while poring over ancient texts in the library, Reina stumbled upon a forgotten journal. Its pages were yellowed and worn, chronicling the tragic tale of a student who had disappeared decades ago. The writer spoke of the vengeful spirits that plagued the campus, seeking revenge for the injustices inflicted upon them. Intrigued, Reina delved deeper into the college's dark history. She discovered that during World War II, the campus had been used as a makeshift hospital for wounded soldiers. Countless lives had been lost, and their tormented souls were said to linger, unable to find peace. As her research progressed, Reina began to witness eerie phenomena. Books flew off shelves, unexplainable whispers grew louder, and her dreams were haunted by menacing apparitions. The spirits seemed to be growing more agitated, their presence consuming the college like a malevolent fog. Desperate to find a way to appease the vengeful entities, Reina sought the guidance of an elderly villager known for his wisdom in matters of the supernatural. He warned her that the spirits craved justice, urging her to uncover the truth behind their suffering. Reina embarked on a quest to unveil the dark secrets buried within the college's past. She dug through archives, interviewed locals, and unearthed forgotten testimonials. Gradually, a sinister tale began to unravel, one of experiments conducted on unwilling soldiers, of unspeakable atrocities committed within the very walls she now called home. As Reina pieced together the horrifying puzzle, she discovered the identity of the man responsible for the college's haunted state, a former professor named Dr. Sasaki. He had orchestrated the inhumane experiments, leaving a trail of tortured souls in his wake. Determined to confront the malevolent spirits and put an end to their suffering, Reina ventured into the depths of the college. She discovered a hidden chamber, adorned with faded photographs and blood-stained journals, where Dr. Sasaki had conducted his cruel experiments. Suddenly, the air grew heavy, and the spirits emerged from the shadows, their faces twisted with rage. Reina pleaded with them, promising to expose the truth and bring justice to their restless souls. But the spirits showed no mercy. In one final act of vengeance, the spirits dragged Dr. Sasaki's tormented spirit into the chamber. As his screams of terror filled the air, the walls seemed to close in on them. The building itself seemed to come alive, a chorus of wailing souls echoing through its bones. In the aftermath, silence enveloped the College of Shadows once more. The spirits, their vengeance finally sated, vanished into the ethereal realm. But as for Reina, she would forever carry the weight of the horrors she had witnessed within those haunted halls. Years later, the college became a place of urban legend, a cautionary tale whispered among the locals. People spoke of a young woman who had dared to confront the darkness but had paid a heavy price. Reina's name was etched in the annals of the town's history, a symbol of the haunted college's tragic past. And so the College of Shadows stood, its secrets buried deep within its walls, waiting for another soul brave enough, or foolish enough, to step into its embrace. In the quiet town of Kuzumaki, Japan, Nestled among the mountains and cherry blossom trees, there stood an old and prestigious college named Izanami University. With its traditional architecture and serene surroundings, it seemed like an ideal place for young minds to flourish. However, unbeknownst to the students and faculty, a sinister secret lingered within its walls. Rumors whispered through the corridors, carried by the wind like a haunting melody. The locals spoke of the tragic tale of Ima, a brilliant student who had once attended Izanami University. Ima's insatiable thirst for knowledge led her to delve into forbidden realms, where she discovered a forbidden ritual that claimed to grant immense power. Ignoring the warnings, she performed the ritual in a desperate bid for greatness. But the consequences were dire. Ima's soul became tainted, and her once bright spirit transformed into a vengeful apparition known as a eerie. Bound to the campus, her ghost now wandered aimlessly, seeking solace in the misery of others. Many students who dared to study late into the night had witnessed eerie happenings. Flickering lights, inexplicable cold drafts, and the unsettling sound of soft whispers echoing through empty hallways plagued their nights. Yet these incidents were dismissed as mere figments of overactive imaginations. Among the brave souls who encountered the wrath of Ema was Riku, a curious and adventurous freshman. Determined to uncover the truth, he delved deeper into the haunted history of Izanami University. As he researched, he stumbled upon an old diary, its yellowed pages filled with cryptic messages. Riku's heart raced as he read about the legend of Ema's curse. The diary warned of an impending doom that awaited those who sought to unravel the secrets of the eerie. But Riku's determination knew no bounds. He vowed to free the college from its haunted grip. One fateful night, Riku ventured into the heart of the campus, armed with a talisman said to banish malevolent spirits. The air grew thick with an otherworldly presence as he stepped into the shadowed corridors. He could feel Ima's eyes upon him, her icy gaze burning into his very soul. Suddenly, Riku found himself surrounded by a chilling darkness, his path obstructed by ethereal figures. The eerie had awoken, drawn to his audacious quest. Fear gripped Riku's heart, but he clung to the talisman, whispering incantations passed down through generations. As he chanted, the ancient words echoed through the air, and a faint light emerged from the talisman, illuminating the spectral forms. Riku's visage contorted with rage, but Riku stood his ground, refusing to succumb to fear. With a final surge of energy, Riku banished the eerie back to the depths of her cursed existence. The darkness receded, and peace returned to Izanami University. The tale of Ema became a distant memory, passed down as a cautionary tale. Months passed, and Riku became a respected student at the college. The incident was all but forgotten until one ominous evening. As Riku walked along the moonlit path, his footsteps echoed with a haunting familiarity. The whispers returned, growing louder with every passing moment. A chill crept up Riku's spine as he realized that the eerie had not been vanquished, but had latched onto his very being. Ima's curse had passed on, and Riku had become the new vessel for her malevolence. From that night forward, the college became a desolate and forsaken place. The once lively halls turned into a ghostly abyss, as Ema's wrath seeped into every corner, eternally bound to the campus through Riku. And so, Izanami University became a macabre reminder of the dark forces that lurk beneath the surface. Visitors who ventured near its gates reported an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the air itself whispered ancient secrets. The legacy of Ima's curse continued to thrive, forever etching a spine-chilling tale into the hearts of those who dared to remember. In the end, it serves as a warning, a reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed. For within the hallowed halls of knowledge, darkness waits patiently, ready to claim the souls of the curious and the courageous. In the heart of Japan stood a college known for its prestigious reputation. It had a rich history and was nestled in a serene, picturesque town. Little did the students know, the college had a dark secret lurking within its walls. As the autumn leaves began to fall, a new batch of students arrived, eager to embark on their educational journey. Among them was a young woman named Shiori, who had chosen the college for its acclaimed literature program. She was a diligent student, always seen with a book in her hands and a thirst for knowledge in her eyes. Shiori soon settled into her routine, attending classes, studying in the library, and socializing with her fellow students. However, as the days passed, she couldn't shake off an unsettling feeling. Whispers echoed through the corridors, and strange noises filled the empty halls at night. It seemed as though the college had a life of its own, one filled with mystery and darkness. One evening, while studying late in the library, Shiori noticed a faded photograph tucked between the pages of an old book. The image depicted a group of students from decades ago, all wearing traditional school uniforms. Among them was a girl with long flowing hair and piercing eyes. Shiori shuddered as she recognized the girl from her nightmares. Determined to uncover the truth, Shiori delved into the college's history. She discovered a tragic tale that had been buried for years. The girl in the photograph was named Noriko, a brilliant student who excelled in her studies. However, jealousy consumed her classmates, leading them to play a cruel prank on her during a school festival. Noriko's humiliation and despair grew too much to bear, and she took her own life within the confines of the college. Since that fateful day, it was said that her vengeful spirit haunted the college, seeking retribution on those who wronged her. As Shiori's research progressed, she became more entangled in the ghostly realm. Shadows danced around her, whispers grew louder, and she often felt a chilling presence watching her every move. Her classmates dismissed her fears, believing she was merely overwhelmed by the stress of college life. One night, while walking alone in the dimly lit corridors, Shiori felt an icy breath on her neck. She turned to find herself face to face with Noriko's ghostly apparition. The girl's eyes burned with a mix of sorrow and anger as she reached out to Shiori. Shiori's heart raced as she realized the ghost sought revenge. She pleaded with Noriko, explaining that she had no part in the cruel prank that led to her death. But Noriko's spirit, driven by an insatiable hunger for justice, would not listen. Days turned into weeks, and Shiori's life spiraled into a never-ending nightmare. The ghostly encounters grew more frequent, each encounter leaving her more terrified than before. Sleep became a luxury she could no longer afford, as Noriko's torment haunted her even in her dreams. One evening, as Shiori sat alone in her dorm room, she heard a voice whispering her name. It was Noriko, her words laced with bitterness and malice. The ghostly figure appeared before Shiori, a sinister smile stretching across her face.
"You may not have wronged me, but you ignored my suffering,"
Noriko hissed.
"Now you shall pay the price."
Shiori's world collapsed around her as she realized her fate was sealed. The ghostly presence enveloped her, suffocating her with the weight of guilt and despair. She pleaded for mercy, but it fell on deaf ears. In a chilling twist, Shiori's fate became intertwined with Noriko's. Their spirits fused together, forever trapped within the haunted college's walls. From that day on, the legend of the haunted Japanese college grew stronger, perpetuated by the whispers of frightened students. And so, the college continued its dark legacy, its halls echoing with the tormented cries of Shiori and Noriko's spirits, forever lost in a world between the living and the dead. The once prestigious institution became a place of cautionary tales, a warning to all who dared to underestimate the power of restless souls seeking justice from beyond the grave.